What's up guys, this is another episode of Seun vs Society, and you know what this episode's topic is? Something that I probably will regret in the future. Episode 9, and this topic of today's episode is relationships. Now, as a 14-year-old, you may think I don't know that much about relationships, but trust me, I do. And for once I look decent. Anyway, I've noticed having a lot of experiences. Yeah, I'm not afraid to admit that. So what? Life goes on, people grow up. Get used to it, because stop acting like I don't have a personal life as well. So many different experiences, I've gained so much knowledge about relationships in general. Not only for myself, but I help others, I advise others, of when they need help and when they don't know what to do and they want someone to help them out with their own relationship. Like, I'm there for people. But yeah, there are several stages to a relationship. First stage is what I call the honeymoon phase. And that phase is where you're like, oh my god, I love you so much. Oh my god, I love you more. No, 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 and I love you. And I do, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's a honeymoon phase. But you're saying that after the first 10 minutes of your relationship. That's why it's called the honeymoon phase, because literally right as soon as you start, you're automatically in love or whatnot. I call BS on that one. I always laugh whenever I see a couple together and within the first 10 minutes they're already magically in love and blah blah blah. Like, I've always found that stupid. But yeah, there's a honeymoon phase. Then there's a second stage where it's, becoming more real. You can actually see why you love said person, because something about them makes you feel that they're perfect. Like, you just don't see any flaws in them, and any flaws that are in them, you just, discard of them, and you completely ignore. I see that as a realism stage. That's when you actually realize the relationship being real, I guess. Yeah, and then the realism just drags on, and that's like the foundation of your relationship, alongside with, your parties and your events and having fun together and blah blah blah. Those are side things. And the third stage I want to talk about is the breakup stage. Now, a lot of you may already know about what's happened to me this time last month. Today's the 11th. Yes, I'm shooting Seun vs Society a day before it comes out, don't judge me. But yeah, this time last month I was in the breakup stage of the relationship, and no, I wasn't the one that dumped her, she dumped me. If you remember this girl in this music video, yeah, she's currently with someone else, So, congrats to her, I guess. But yeah, with the breakup stage, you could look at it in several ways. You could be the one that's breaking up with your partner for several reasons, like you just don't feel that connection anymore. They make you unhappy nowadays. They're not the same person that they were when you fell in love with them. There's so many different reasons. But if you're the one that's dumping your partner, keep in mind your partner's feelings, but always, stay true to yourself. Or you could be the person that's getting dumped, and they say that you're, not the same person, and you're like, what? I am the same person. Or you're making them unhappy. They're like, what? We just had the best days of our lives yesterday. Or something like that. It all depends on how you interpret what happened within your relationship. And the stage after a breakup stage usually has two different endings. The first ending is that you two manage to stay friends and blah blah blah. However, that's not always the likely option, because what tends to happen is that it becomes the second option, which is you become strangers. Yep, strangers. You go back to the way you were right before the honeymoon phase. You guys don't even know each other. Not even friends. No, just strangers. No speaking to each other, no nothing. But onto what I find stupid is that during the breakup stage, why is it sometimes, this has happened to me quite a lot before. Let's say person A dumps person B. Person B is sad and wants person A back and does everything to get person A back. And you know, it's just like really upset and is angry and all these mix of emotions. What right does person A have to be bitter at person B when person A is the one that dumped person B? What? You dump me. I'm sad. I'm in pain. You're bitter at me. If anything, I should be bitter at you. It doesn't make any sense. It's literally like, wait, what? Isn't this the book? What? What? But still, it really doesn't make sense in my opinion. It's like just weird how someone can leave you and then be angry at you like you did something to them. And you could say, oh yeah, they gave you a reason to dump you. Or person A is just being a punk and being a little... really can't swear on this show. But yeah, there's not much you can say about relationships other than the fact that sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you think they'll work out, sometimes you won't. I should put that in a song. Either way, just make sure that no matter what happens in a relationship and what happens after, what happens before or whatever, you stay true to yourself. Don't let anyone else stop you from being happy, and don't let anyone else bring you down. I'm just saying, because I've seen loads of people, including myself, it happens to me a lot, but I don't blame anyone, because I can understand that they get hurt after a relationship or during a relationship and they just feel like the world's crumbling down, blah blah blah. And keep in mind, what I'm describing now, that was me a month ago. Now look at me, I'm tired as hell. Look at the time, 10:21 a.m. and keep in mind, I haven't slept and I'm going out in a good 5-10 minutes. So I'm like, meh. Sorry if this episode felt a bit rushed, but I mean, I had to get you guys something. And yeah, I just wanted to say congratulations to everyone that's been getting into new relationships recently. I don't know why, it's like a surge of loads of people just getting dumped and then they find someone else and you're like, what? And it's not like, you know, 5 guys. I'm seeing loads of guys that are just so sad. Or loads of girls that are just so sad because they got dumped. But, well, it's been another episode of Seun vs. Society and I shall see you in 2 weeks' time. Peace.